What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into Smackdown for November the 10th, 2023. An okay show for the most part, but it felt like this show was very filler. Very filler, if we're being honest. Before we get into the review, we got a little bit of news and notes to go over. First, a little bit of news. Carmella gave birth this week, I believe it was Wednesday, to a healthy baby boy. So we are sending our love and support to Corey Graves and Carmella. Congratulations to them. Having a child is a blessing. And I wish them nothing but the best. So, that's awesome. Next, Logan Paul went on Fox Business. And he basically has officially retired from the world of boxing. He's going to be a full-time pro wrestler, a.k.a. WWE superstar. And this is tremendous. This is great. Logan Paul is not that good of a boxer like his brother and KSI. So this does make sense for him to be full-time in WWE. I do think in due time they'll make him a world champion for sure. Hopefully he'll have a decent to long run as the U.S. champion. But I do think this was a great move by him. And this continues to get more eyeballs on the WWE product. And Logan Paul is great. He is absolutely tremendous. And he's only going to get better as the years go on and progress. All right, let's go ahead and get into the show. So we kick the show off with Rey Mysterio and the rest of the LWO. So Rey Mysterio, he basically says, let's cut to the chase. He said he put his U.S. title on the line last Saturday at Crown Jewel against Logan Paul. He said Logan stole his title. He says that we all know the referee's decision is final. I truly believe that Logan couldn't beat me if it wasn't for those brass knuckles. And without those brass knuckles, I'd be standing here still as the U.S. champion. And then he promises to do whatever he can to get a rematch with Logan Paul. Out comes my boy Carlito. So Carlito says that nobody wants to see Rey as U.S. champion than he does. But seriously, we're not going to talk about what happened at Crown Jewel. Well, Carlito wants to talk about it. You're blaming the wrong person, Rey. Don't blame Logan. Blame the person who left the brass knuckles on the apron for him. Santos Escobar. And I'm like, oh. So this then allows for Santos to go into a fit of rage. He just goes insane. He starts shoving Carlito. They're speaking to each other angrily in Spanish and everything else. And then Santos Escobar, he dips out through the crowd. He's like, nah, screw this. I'm out. So then this leads us into our first match of the night, which is Bobby Lashley versus Carlito. So Bobby Lashley gets the win via the Hurt Lock. No, he wins via the Spear. My bad. So post match, the Three Profits, they gang up on Carlito. So Santos Escobar, he looks on from the ring apron, and he does nothing at all. Just nothing at all. So Rey comes down with a steel chair to make the save. Rey starts arguing with Santos. So Rey reminds Santos that the LWO is all about family. Santos then proceeds to attack Rey from behind. Rey slaps Santos in the face. Rey helps Santos to get back on his feet and apologizes to him. Santos then drives Rey back first into the ring post. And then Santos hits a running drop kick to the leg of Rey Mysterio because his leg is trapped inside the steel steps. And then Santos says that he loved Rey, but he made him do this. And then Zelina Vega comes out and and scolds Santos. This is great. I love this. Finally, after what felt like 4 months, Santos has finally turned his back on the LWO and Rey Mysterio. This is great. This was great. And I love stuff like this. Tremendous. Now we can start to begin their feud. You can obviously start the first match at Survivor Series. The second match can take place at the Royal Rumble next year. And at WrestleMania 40, we can get the blow-off match between Rey and Santos. So I'm hoping that's where we end up with all this, because this does need to be an actual feud. You know, we need rematches from these guys. Survivor Series Match 1, Match 2, the Royal Rumble 2024, and WrestleMania 40. Whether it's Night 1 or Night 2 of WrestleMania 40, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Take my money. This is great. Great. Beautifully done. So, Kathy Kelly, she tries to catch up with Santos. And then he exits the arena. But before he does, Santos says that Rey Mysterio had it coming to him. So, this is great. Great stuff. Moving on. So, Damage Control comes out. And so, Bayley gets on the mic and said that she had a plan and a vision for EO and Dakota ever since the inception of Damage Control last year. So, everything that she wanted for the faction became true. Two-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Miss Money in the Bank, and the WWE Women's Champion. And then Bayley says that Io Sky has defeated the best in the business: Charlotte Flair, Asuka, Bianca Belair. And it's obviously Io's era because of all because of my plan. So then Bayley said she wants to talk about the return of Kairi Sane. It's not how Damage Control handles things. And then she calls out Io. Io comes out and says that she had a plan too. It's Io's era, right? I wanted to thank Kairi for helping me retain the title. Isn't that what you wanted? And then Bayley says, yes, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted for both of you. But last time, this is what happened. And we see Bayley attacking Kairi back in the pandemic era. 2020, I think this was maybe, what was it? May or June of that year. And then Bayley says, look what's going on. I've been here long enough. I know how things work around here. I know how alliances work. And then Dakota Kai gets on the mic and says that, hold on a second, Bayley. We didn't bring Kairi into Damage Control to hurt you. That was never the plan in the first place. We brought her here to make Damage Control stronger. And Io is still champion because of Kairi. And Damage Control is going to be stronger than ever. This should be a celebration. That's what you wanted. So, Kairi then says, Bayley, I respect you as the leader of Damage Control, and I forgive you. And then Bayley says she doesn't hug anymore. She doesn't do that. And then all of Damage Control proceed to hug Bayley. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is this shit? What's going on here? And then out comes Bianca Belair. And then she says that Kairi might forgive Bayley, but I don't forgive Damage Control. My mistake was believing that Io actually had enough confidence to face me one-on-one. Tonight, I'm going to have to whip all three of you. And then Bayley and Bianca, they banter back and forth. And then Charlotte Flair comes out. And then Asuka comes out. And then Asuka says, Io, Kyrie, no one's ready for Asuka. And so this was the main event of the evening. A 6-woman tag. And don't really care too much about it. Next, moving on. Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander. So a rematch from last week. Okay. So Dragon Lee gets the win via the Destino for the 1, 2, 3, which is great. I love it. It's like a spinning reverse DDT. I love it. It's fucking awesome. Next, moving on. LA Knight, he comes out. He goes over what happened at Crown Jewel. He says that he's not done with the Bloodline at all. He knows that he had Roman beat, and if it wasn't for Jimmy Uso, he would have been champion. He said that he got robbed. I'm not going to mince words about that. But Roman Reigns, let me tell you this. Every dollar you got, give Jimmy Uso a raise. Give Jimmy Uso a promotion. Give Jimmy Uso the pleasure you can give him. Because the bottom line is, without him, you would be looking at the new WWE champion right now. So, he says a lot of people think that he's just going to go back to the drawing board. And maybe you're going to go back to the back of the line. He's like, nope, I'm not done with the Bloodline. The Bloodline's not done with me until I own Roman Reigns, until I own the WWE Championship. And then, that means I got to take him out piece by piece. Grayson Waller comes out, makes fun of LA Knight. He says that you're embarrassing yourself right now, mate. You're blaming yourself. You're blaming everybody but yourself. You need a dose of honesty. Because the truth is, you know it. These flops know it. Maybe you're not just the guy. But I know someone, I certainly know someone who is the guy. So, LA Knight and Grayson Waller, they jaw jacked back and forth. He thought that the Grayson Waller effect was an STD, which I laughed my ass off. And then LA Knight makes fun of Grayson Waller's haircut. He says that I just get the feeling that you're not allowed to be 50 yards by a school, you creep. And then he said, you got yourself in hot water right now. You got a match with me. How did you do that? Because you played around on the internet. I guess you can take the boy out of the mother's basement, but you can't take the mother's basement out of the boy. And then they continue to jaw jack back and forth. And then LA Knight proceeds to beat down Grayson Waller. He throws him into the announce table a couple times. He pours Kevin Owens water on Grayson Waller. And then this leads us into their match. So, LA Knight defeats Grayson Waller via the BTE. The BFT, my bad. So, that's great there. Post-match, Austin Theory comes down with Grayson Waller, and they pour water on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens leaves the commentary table to chase and beat down both Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. And I'm like, okay, what kind of shit is this? So, speaking of that, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, they tried to pick a fight with Kevin Owens because he was poking fun at them with the telestrator. So, we have a massive brawl that takes place, like I just said. And then Kevin Owens absolutely acknowledged that he would get suspended, which he is. And then, I don't know where we get a weird Jimmy Uso promo. So he says, LA Knight, you're not done with the Bloodline. Cool, because I'm not done with you. You want me next week? Yeet. And then Roman calls, and then Tribal Chief, Roman calls Jimmy, and then Roman tells him, don't do no yeet. Don't do the yeet at all. So there's no yeet. And then this leads us into the main event. The 6-woman tag, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Asuka versus Damage Control. So, Asuka turns her back on Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. And then, so there's a massive brawl that takes place. The match goes out as a DQ because Damage Control just gangs up on Charlotte. So all hell starts breaking loose post-match, and then Shotzi joins the fray. Bayley drops Shotzi with the rose plant. Asuka roundhouse kicks Charlotte. And then Io does the moonsault to Bianca. To Charlotte. And then Bianca Belair tries to make the save, but she succumbs to the numbers of Damage Control. And so we go off the air with Damage Control, celebrating with Asuka. So that's cool there. So I guess that sets up the Women's War Games match at Survivor Series. That's fine there, I guess. One thing I didn't like about Smackdown was the fact that we had not one, not two, but 3 interruption promos. I don't like that. When someone's trying to explain their story, they need at least 5 minutes to explain their story uninterrupted, and then have the person come out. Instead of just, coming out midway. I don't like stuff like that. I really don't. And we got that 3 times. It happened with Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio, and Carlito. It happened with Bayley and the rest of Damage Control. Bayley and Io. And it happened with LA Knight and Grayson Waller. So I don't like stuff like that, if we're being honest. But SmackDown was okay for the most part. Nothing spectacular happened outside of Santos Escobar finally turning on Rey Mysterio and turning heel. And Asuka joining Damage Control. I do think that Damage Control is going to officially split at Survivor Series. I think that Asuka is going to turn that Asuka, Io, and Kyrie are going to beat down Bayley and leave her high and dry at Survivor Series in the War Games match. I think that's what's going to happen, and it kind of needs to happen. We know that Dakota Kai can't take any bumps right now. She's still injured. But SmackDown was okay for the most part. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.